Hello, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington with Discover Brightside, the video podcast. And today we're discovering someone new. And I have Nicole, who's also a podcaster, and I'm hoping that we'll be on her podcast soon. So, Nicole, tell us all about you, and then we'll go from there.
Absolutely. First, thank you so much for having me. It's so good to meet other podcasters and people who are passionate about, exploring and meeting other folks. I am a consultant and an HR leader. And so, what I do on the HR side, really, of course, is end-to-end HR, recruiting, employee relations, all of that good stuff. And I've been doing it for about 20 or so years now. And on the consulting side, I work with individuals and organizations to help them understand how to prioritize their priorities to prevent them from burning out. So, really excited to share a little bit more about that. Oh, you're muted.
I'm in Air Force zone, so I have planes flying around me.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so tell me about burnt out. I know we hear this a lot. So how would you describe someone who's burnt out or is feeling burnt out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, burnout, I think a lot of times people just think it's, oh, I'm just tired. But it's so much more than that. It's the mental fatigue, the brain fog. There are physical components, right? Like chronic headaches and body pain. It's really where you cannot function anymore. Mentally, emotionally, physically. And that's really a result of, not just the daily stresses, but all the things, if you're wearing 99 different hats, you're a mom, you work full time. And of course, this isn't exclusive to just women, but, we're more prone to being burnt out because we carry so much. And so my own scenario was I was working, commuting, 4 hours a day, so 20 hours a week, which was like a part-time job. um, the job was toxic. There was stuff going on in my marriage, but I kept showing up like nothing was wrong. Because when we get so used to operating like that, that's kind of our baseline. Um, and from that, I ended up in the hospital, literally fighting for my life in ICU because all of the stress and not talking about it or not dealing with it, my doctor was like, "Hey, ma'am, like, what's going on? Is there anything stressful?" And of course, I'm looking at the lady like, I don't know you like that. I don't really want to talk about that. But it was life or death. I had a CPK level, which measures the amount of protein that's in your blood, at over 200,000, and the normal level is 200. And so, working with her and really identifying what were the factors that were contributing to that is what led me to do the work that I do now. So I was burnt out to a crisp.
Yeah, that's it. That's so true. You know what I love about your story is that sometimes, when people go through something, I say they're a little selfish, but you've actually turned it back to the universe. You've given it back in a way that could help others. And that's big because sometimes to share a story like that with others is daunting. So what is the solution to the burnout? What were the things that you found that helped you through that process?
Absolutely, that's a great question. The main thing that I found out was really managing my capacity. And when I say capacity, when you think about it, if you get in an elevator, it says you can't go above whatever the threshold is, 2,500 pounds, right? And so for us in real life, capacity really is about your time, your energy, and your resources. And so learning how to manage that across these different pillars that I have. So starting number one with your heart, right? Your heart is around your values, your boundaries, the things that you really that pull on your heartstrings on a regular basis and impact your day-to-day decisions. And then you have the work pillar. The work pillar is about, are you fulfilled in the work that you're doing, or are you just showing up to get a paycheck? Are you looking to grow in your business? Those sorts of things. And so we have that component, but then you also have your health. And I know that we know this, but sometimes I think we forget that our mental health, our physical health, and our emotional health, they're all intertwined. On top of that, I have the cash pillar, which is about our money, of course, right? But how you manage it and the legacy that you're building or the lack thereof, how that shows up in your capacity as well. And then the last pillar, excuse me, is your faith or foundation. So when everything is going crazy, what do you rely on? And so, in my experience, when just one of those pillars is off, then everything is off. And so, for me in that season when I was in the hospital, work was going crazy, but I also had some heart stuff going on because my marriage was on the rocks. And so that caused me to overspend, right? I was out shopping and retail therapy and just to try to make things feel better. And so, all that to really say the solution is to understand how much capacity you have and to identify where is it leaking at, right? Are you in a role that you no longer enjoy? Are you, stressed out by relationships or friendships that no longer fit who you are in this season? Are you disconnected from whatever you consider the source and really just trying to figure stuff out on your own? And so for me, it's been understanding and managing my capacity and teaching other people how to do that. Oh, you're muted.
Amazing, amazing. Wow, that's awesome. How do people reach you, and what services do you offer, and how do you guide people along that journey?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. So people can reach me. I'm on LinkedIn, of course. It's Nicole Rhone, Rhone is the last name. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and of course, I have my website as well. What I do from a consulting standpoint is through co-creative training solutions.com. And so that's where I'm working with organizations, again, as well as individuals to kind of work through this. And I also have a free capacity calculator that I can share with you that I have everybody take, right? It's like a maybe 5 to 10 minute quiz. And then it gives you the answers to where is your capacity maxed out. And it gives you some tips and some resources on how to manage it as well. So
Fantastic. So thank you so much. There you have it. If you're feeling burnt out or you feel like it's getting there or since you're using the word burn, whether it's like warm, medium, very hot, call Nicole, get in touch with her. She has organizations to help you as well, and definitely do her program. We highly recommend it. And watch her podcast. Now, tell us a little bit about this podcast that you have. Where can they find it, and how can they watch it? And what do you want them to do with the podcast? Yeah.
absolutely. Well, it's called Capacity Conversations. And I do mostly audio versus video. So there's a couple of older ones out there where I have some videos, but we actually just relaunched last week. And in this season, we're talking about all the things that I talked about here. I'm on all the different podcast platforms. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, um, iHeartRadio, all of those places. And so I would love for folks to take a listen and learn how to manage your capacity through there.
Fantastic. So there you have it. Go enjoy the podcast and get some help if you are feeling overwhelmed or burnt out, or especially people, who have jobs now. Everybody's cutting back and giving, people, one person is doing the job of 10, and with AI, it's no fun because
Mm-hmm.
they are giving you more work, and it's a lot of stress. And then especially if you have a family to, then you've got to balance the family and the job. And if you have your own business, it's even harder because now you have to make your own paycheck and find your own money. So if you're feeling overwhelmed about all these things, you can get some help. So, Nicole, you've been discovered on Brightside, and what do you think is on the bright side with people going through a burnt out situation? Like, how do they come on to the bright side? What's the other side once they're done?
Yeah, that's such a good question. And for me, the bright side of all of this is knowing that you don't have to stay where you are, right? That there are resources on the other side and that you can overcome. I believe that it takes people in our places and spaces to help us get there. We can't do it in isolation. So the bright side is that there are people like you, people like me, who are out here trying to help people get to the bright side.
Well, there you have it. You've been discovered on Brightside. We'll make sure that Nicole's website and links are available in the YouTube description. And definitely subscribe to the channel, write us a comment, because the lifeline of this channel depends on you. Thank you for watching, and you have been discovered.